reached out to.
Ikea Hood's family stood side by side, wanting to talk about who she was.
She was beautiful. She was a beautiful soul, very vibrant, life of the party.
The 17-year-old loved to dance and perform and had just embraced a new role as a mom. She gave birth to a little girl just 3 weeks ago.
She was excited for her new journey of becoming a mother and just growing the bond with all of our siblings.
But on Sunday, police say Ikea and her boyfriend, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright, had an argument here at her home in Oak Cliff. She was shot to death.
It's just very tragic that we lost Kia that way. Kia didn't stand for violence. She wasn't involved in violence. She was in dance.
Her family says Ikea and her boyfriend were on and off again for a couple of years, and there was a history of domestic violence between them. According to an arrest affidavit, Ikea told her mother she had recently learned that her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright, and told her mother she planned on telling Wright on January 7th. That's the day she was killed. Her family says they don't understand why this happened and want to send a message to other victims of domestic violence.
My best advice is to leave, talk to somebody, get help.
They want people to remember Ikea this way, full of life, a young woman who had everything to live for. In Dallas, I'm Rebecca Lopez.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another story. Now this story is about a young lady named Ikea Hood. Now Ikea Hood was age 17 years old and she went to Lancaster High School where she joined the drill team. Ikea had so many goals, dreams, and ambitions, but Ikea had a passion for dance. I mean, Ikea, when she performed, she lit up a whole room. Her smile warmed so many people's hearts. Ikea even went to the extent of joining a community dance team where she also performed, dressed up, and etc. Ikea had a passion, and her passion for dance surely shined through all her performances. Ikea was a junior at Lancaster High School, and soon she would kind of put her dreams and goals on a hold and to graduate on hold when Ikea found out that she was pregnant. Now, in the beginning, Ikea would think that she was pregnant by her boyfriend, Trayvon Wright, age 17. But unfortunately, things would take a dramatic turn when she found out that her on-again, off-again boyfriend was not the father. This is the story of Ikea Hood. Now, Ikea will find out that her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Trayvon Wright, was not the father. And immediately, Ikea wanted him to know. So, on January 7th, Ikea would plan to tell him that he wasn't the father. Now, on January 7th, Trayvon comes over to Ikea's house. Now, her and Trayvon goes into the room where Ikea disclosed that Trayvon is not her child's father. Unfortunately, Trayvon did not take that lightly. Trayvon pulled out a gun and shot Ikea. After that, he jumped out of the window and fled. Ikea's mother instantly heard racket, a loud noise, so instantly she went to check on her daughter. Trying to get in Ikea's room, but the door was locked, so her mother would go outside to access Ikea's room from the outside window. Instantly, she noticed that Ikea's screen was pushed in and the window was broke. Now, Trayvon had to get out that way. She then calls the police and the police arrived. Once the police arrived, instantly Ikea was pronounced deceased on the scene.
Family and friends are remembering a Lancaster High School junior shot and killed this week. She had just given birth 3 weeks ago. Her on and off again boyfriend is charged with her murder. Tonight, her loved ones gathered at the school to celebrate her life. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher live tonight just outside Dallas with more. Rebecca.
Steve, this evening's balloon release was all about celebrating the spirit of Ikea Hood. Her family tells me that this tragedy has only brought them closer together. After a moment of silence, dozens of balloons were released Wednesday outside of Lancaster High School, where murder victim Ikea Hood, a junior, attended school.
And this is amazing. She just let me know, she left an impact on everybody. It's just her name alone. You say Ikea, and this is what it is.
Zakoya Lester is Hood's mom. Sunday morning, she found her daughter suffering from a gunshot wound in a bedroom of her home on Grambling Drive in southeast Oak Cliff. Tuesday, Dallas police say Hood's suspected killer, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright, was arrested by U.S. Marshals and booked into the Dallas County Jail.
So I know that her spirit is still here with us, just like with all these people being here.
According to Wright's arrest warrant affidavit, the suspect and Hood had been in an on-again, off-again dating relationship for the past 2 years. The documents say Hood recently learned her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright. She planned to confess to Wright the day she was murdered. The affidavit says Lester told police she heard a loud noise in the room where Wright and Hood were, and when she went to check on them, she found her daughter shot and Wright was gone. At the balloon release, friends, family, and loved ones shared memories of Hood, who was a member of the Tigerettes dance team. They also donated baby items to the family.
We're forever grateful for this. We know that this means a lot. This would mean a lot to Ikea. It means a lot to us, and it shows that she was loved, and it lets us know that what happened to her, people understand is not correct, and they want to stand behind us.
Dallas police have not said where they arrested Wright or how they tracked him down. They also have not said whether a possible murder weapon was recovered or where Wright may have gotten the gun.
What was done onto my sister, I don't want to be done to anybody else. I don't want to cause another family pain. So at this point, on behalf of Ikea in Iceland, we're just asking for justice for Ikea.
Right now, Ikea's family says they're leaning heavily on their faith.
Now, witnesses and stuff saw Trayvon jump out of Ikea's window and run. And the mother also stated that she knew Trayvon was in Ikea's room. Automatically, they put out in the news and everything that they were searching for Trayvon Wright.
Police have identified a suspect in the death of a 17-year-old North Texas student now. Officers issued an arrest warrant for Trayvon Wright in connection to the murder of Ikea Hood. She was found shot on Grambling Drive near Buford Drive in southeast Oak Cliff yesterday morning. Police say Hood died there at the scene. Hours ago, Lancaster ISD confirmed that Ikea Hood was a student at Lancaster High School. They said, in part, her death represents a great loss for our district, and we will be providing counseling and grief services for students and staff members impacted by this tragedy. If you have any information related to that shooting, Dallas police would definitely like to hear from you.
Eventually, a couple of days later, Trayvon get caught and they bring him in for questioning, arresting Trayvon for Ikea Hood's murder.
U.S. Marshals Task Force arrested a 17-year-old for the shooting death of a teenage mother.
17-year-old Ikea Hood was shot and killed over the weekend. She very recently gave birth to a baby girl. According to court documents, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was the one who murdered her. Police say they were in an on and off relationship, and he believed he was the father of the child. He was not, and he found out. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher, live in Dallas with the update. Rebecca.
Yeah, Steve. Well, Dallas police say that 17-year-old Ikea Hood was shot and killed by her boyfriend. In an arrest warrant affidavit, says that Hood planned to tell the suspect that he was not the father of her newborn child. Dallas police say 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was arrested for murder Tuesday by U.S. Marshals and booked into the Dallas County Jail. The victim, Lancaster High School junior Ikea Hood, was fatally shot Sunday morning at her mother's home on Grambling Drive in southeast Oak Cliff, according to Wright's arrest warrant affidavit. Hood's family has said she gave birth to a baby girl just 3 weeks prior. According to the affidavit, Hood's mother told police the suspect and Hood had been in an on-again, off-again dating relationship for the past 2 years, and that Hood had recently learned that her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright. Hood's mother also told police her daughter planned to confess to Wright Sunday, January 7th, the day the murder took place, according to the documents. They also say Wright believed the newborn child to be his. The affidavit says Hood's mother heard a loud noise in her home around 10:30 a.m. him and said she'd seen Wright in Hood's room. She found that the door was locked from the inside. The 17-year-old girl's mother became concerned for complainant Hood's safety and began banging on the door. She then approached Hood's bedroom from the outside and noted that the window was open and that the screen had been pushed outside of the residence. Hood's mother discovered Hood was suffering from a gunshot wound and Wright was gone. She dialed 911, and when paramedics arrived, they found Hood deceased. Dallas police have not said where they arrested Wright or how they tracked him down, and they have not said whether a possible murder weapon was recovered or where.
Now, unfortunately, no one knows who Ikea's baby's father was. But what they do know is this 17-year-old young lady didn't want to keep lies and hide the fact that Trayvon wasn't her child's father. So she broke the news. Now, in my opinion, to me, this is my opinion, I feel like Trayvon already had some type of idea. And if he didn't, why did he even come to the house with a gun already? Now, Trayvon is incarcerated for her murder. And this case could cause Trayvon to maybe get the death penalty. But at the end of the day, a life was taken. And unfortunately, Ikea's beautiful baby girl will now grow up without a mother. You guys, let's pray for this family and friends as they go through this rough time. Eventually, they wind up burying Ikea Hood on January 13th. With family and friends, her dance team, her school, and everybody came together for her funeral to support the family of Ikea Hood. You guys, let's just keep the mother, the daughter, the aunties, cousins, and everybody that heart is now broken in our prayers. Fortunately, Ikea didn't want to keep this secret. And Trayvon had to find out eventually. But unfortunately, his emotions took the best of him, taking Ikea Hood's life. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel and join our family over here. We talk crime. You guys, have a blessed day. Peace.